What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about the greatest British athletes of all time. Like most Americans, I'm a fan of sports, and athletes in America are just worshipped. They are just the most popular. They're celebrities. They're just considered peak human, huge fan followings, especially the greatest American athletes of all time. The Michael Jordans, Tiger Woods, everyone knows their name, whether you're a fan of sports or not. But you know who I don't know much about? British athletes, especially people I should know about, the greatest British athletes, which is why I was really excited and interested to devote a time to learning all about them. And here we have a list. Top 20 of the greatest British athletes of all time. So I thought this would just be fascinating and probably a whole lot of athletes I've never heard about before, as shocking as that is. Sports have played a vital role in history and culture of Great Britain. Have you ever wondered what the greatest British athletes might be? I have. I have. It's not an easy question to answer. True, true. This is going to be subject to a bit of controversy, I imagine. Um, if you focus on American sports, oh, I do. You'll be surprised to learn that some of the most popular sports in the US aren't as popular in Great Britain. Makes sense. For example, baseball and basketball are minor sports in Great Britain. Wow. Well, ice hockey and American football are growing. They're still fairly minor. Wow. Yeah, that's very important to keep in mind actually. I got to like rewire my brain here. Okay. With that, some of the most popular sports among British fans are football, soccer, cricket, rugby, right, field hockey, tennis, track and field, snooker, boxing, motor racing. Wow. Yeah, a lot of sports that I don't know if I could name one athlete from several of these sports, as funny as it is. So, good for me to learn who the best are, the best British athletes from these sports. Okay, without any further ado, who are the greatest British athletes of all time? Um, they're the greatest athletes are treated like royalty in Great Britain. That's funny. Exactly like in America. Uh, some actually receive British honors from the king or queen. Right. Some athletes in Britain are knighted, right? Wow, yeah, that's a thing. Oh, okay. So, with that being said, we left a couple names off the top 20. Laura Kenny, Jason Kenny, Phil Taylor, Sarah Story, Nicola Adams, Johnny Wilkinson, James Anderson, Kenny Holmes, Bradley Wiggins, and Adam Peaty. I bid you my respect, but sorry you didn't make this list. Okay, number 20. Sir Nick Faldo. Never heard of him. 16-year-old Nick Faldo. He's a golfer. I'm surprised I haven't heard of him. I follow golf a little bit. Uh, it's very, very popular in America, obviously. Um, Sir Nick Faldo is a retired golfer who made his debut in 1976, played in his final tournament in 2015. Really? And I have not heard of him. He didn't play much between 2005 and 2015. You know, I'm a golf fan, not like a super fan. I'm willing to bet actual true golf fans in America probably know this name. Retired with 43 wins under his belt. 30 on the European Tour, 9 on the PGA Tour, 6 were major championships. He was extremely good. Nick Faldo. So basically the greatest British golfer ever? Is that too much to say? That's what I'm getting here. Cool. He won the Masters tournament 3 times, the Open champion 3 times. He's the number one golfer for 97 weeks. Just one of 3 golfers to remain number one for a year. Oh my gosh, he was insane. I'm surprised I haven't heard of him with that amount of accolades. Huh. Interesting. All right, number 19, Lord Sebastian Coe. Never heard that name. 40th anniversary of Seb Coe's. Oh, is that his nickname? Oops. World record. Still a British record for the 800 meter. I keep accidentally opening Twitter. 800 meters? Is that what he's known for? World record? 40? Yeah, 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 yeah. Sebastian Coe. Oh, this is cool. Track and field. Lord Sebastian Coe. What's the Lord? How do you become a Lord exactly? Lord Sebastian Coe. Not Sir Sebastian Coe. Lord. Retired track and field and athlete who specialized in middle distance running. Very specific. Represented Great Britain in the 1980-1984 Olympic Games. Won 4 medals, 2 gold, 800 meters and 1500 meters, and 2 silver. Dang. He was also a politician. That's where the Lord comes in, I think. Referred to as Sebco. Sebco, I like that. Multiple outdoor indoor records. I like that we're talking about a good diversity of sports here. Golf and then immediately to track and field. Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, anyone who literally wins like multiple Olympic gold medals is probably going to be one of your greatest athletes of all time. Pretty good chance. He set the world record for the 800 meter in 1981, which stood for about 16 years. He won a gold medal at the World Cup. Wow. And very specific events, 800 meter, 1500 meter, the middle distance, under a mile, but not a sprint like a 100 meter. Dare I say, oftentimes overlooked how difficult that event is. Not as glamorous as the 100 meter dash, but incredible, insane skill set. Wow, amazing. 18 is Daley Thompson. CBE? Not sure what that means. Daley Thompson? Dolly? Daley? Daley Thompson waits for the next guy who thinks he's hard enough. What is it? Oh, is he the one standing up? Over his competitors who have fallen to the ground, exhausted. It's another track and field runner, I think. Decathlete! Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I wish they'd show like decathlon stuff more on television. I think decathlon is so awesome. You do 10 events in track and field, and if you win the decathlon, you are considered like the greatest all-around athlete in the world, basically. It's very cool. Daley Thompson, each athlete in the decathlon competes in 10 events, some sprints, then a mile, basically, hurdles, long jump, high jump, pole vault, discus, javelin, shot put. That is awesome. He represented Great Britain for 10 years, competed in 4 Olympic Games, winning a gold medal. Nice. And then 18th and 4th. His personal best was 8,847 points, almost the world record. He also won a gold at the World Championships. That's awesome. I think decathletes are amazing. I know there's a famous American decathlete. Sadly, I don't remember his name, but it just goes to show you how unappreciated some of these track and field events are. Like, people are literally like putting out some of the best performances humanity has ever seen in terms of athletic ability, and you only really pay attention to it when the Olympics come around. It's kind of sad. So I'm glad to pay a little homage to Daley Thompson. I hope I'm saying his name right. Very cool. Fred Perry. That does sound a little familiar. I do like to watch tennis. He's the winner of 3 Wimbledon titles. Very cool. Fred Perry is a retired tennis player and table tennis? Did he really, did he win any professional table tennis? Turned professional in 1936. Dang. We're coming up on almost 100 years ago. During that time, he had 695 to 281 record, 62 titles, 8 Grand Slam singles titles. If you follow tennis, you know how insane that is. He won 2 Grand Slam doubles titles, 5 Grand Slam mixed doubles titles. Wow! Oh my gosh. That is big respect. Playing with the old wooden racket. Very cool. Fred Perry, that does sound like a familiar name to me, but probably not to most Americans, to be honest. I don't even know if most Americans know Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi at this point, let alone Fred Perry. You gotta be a bit of a tennis fan for that. Very amazing. In Grand Slam, he won the Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon. Very cool US Open. That's amazing. That's awesome. I had not really known who Fred Perry was. I just kind of recognized that name. Amazing British tennis player. Sir Chris Hoy, MBE. What is MBE? I feel like I need to look that up. Uh, this doesn't seem right. Wait a minute. Standing for member of the most excellent order? Huh. Oh, is that third highest order? It's not a knighthood, but it's something very important and very high ranking in British standing. I kind of get it. Not exactly sure what that is, but I kind of understand now. Chris Hoy. Sir Chris Hoy. Oh, he is knighted. Sir Chris Hoy. Okay. Track cycling gold medals. Cycling. Wow. He has a lot of medals. He's wearing a lot of medals. Uh, 3 track cycling gold medals at the Beijing Games. Nice. Retired track cyclist who represented Great Britain. Born in Scotland, he was in 4 consecutive Olympic Games. First Olympic medal in 2000, winning silver. Then he won a gold medal in each of the next 3 Olympics. That is insane, especially the longevity of winning 3 gold medals. A gold medal at 3 consecutive Olympics. That is insane, especially as a cyclist, staying on top of your game like that. I'm liking this list. I'm liking how it's like featuring some sports that don't get a lot of spotlight. His first gold medal was in 2004. Fifth, then he got fifth in the team sprint. 3 gold medals in the sprint, team sprint, and carrion. I'm not sure what that is. Is a form of motor pace cycle racing where they sprint for victory following a speed controlled start. It's when they're in that slanted arena that I've seen where cyclists go around in a circle for a long time. I've seen that a little bit. He followed that up with 2 gold medals in 2012, totaling 6 career gold medals. Ridiculous. Very cool. Very cool. Dame Jessica Ennis Hill is getting her record equaling third world heptathlon. Heptathlon, excuse me. This is like the decathlon, but it's a heptathlon, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Uh, Retired track and field athlete, including who participated in the heptathlon and pentathlon. Oh my gosh. Heptathlon is how many? 7. 7 events. Pentathlon is 5 events, probably. 5 events, yes. And the 100-meter hurdles. He won gold. She won gold and silver in her career. So basically, probably the best female heptathlon athlete in British history, by the sound of it. She has quite the heptathlon resume. 3 gold medals at the World Championships, 1 gold medal at the European Championships. That's awesome. Used to hold the record, the British record for the heptathlon, and the hurdles, 100-meter hurdles, and high jump. She really could do it all. Yes, she could. My goodness. Tanni Grey-Thompson, number 14. Born in Wales, one of Britain's greatest Paralympic athletes. 11 gold medals, 16 overall. Incredible. Glad they're featuring a really nice diversity of athletes. Paralympic athlete. Is retired wheelchair racer. Represented Great Britain 5 consecutive Paralympic Games. Won a bronze, 4 silver, 11 gold. Sheesh, there. Great Britain has got some insane Olympic athletes. I did not know. Winning gold in the 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, 800 meters. Ridiculous. Oh my gosh. And some wheelchair basketball as well. Amazing. Joey Calzaghe? Oh no, I don't know how to say his name. Joey Calzaghe. Joey Calzaghe. I'm definitely not saying that right. Apologies. 24 years ago, Joe became the WBO super middleweight champion, beating Chris Eubank. Boxing, by the look of it. A great British boxer. I don't know too much about boxing. Definitely have never heard of any famous British boxers. Joe Calzaghe, I hate how I'm saying that wrong. Retired boxer. He made his pro debut in 1993. During his 15-year career, had a perfect 46-0 record. 32 of those with knockout. I know enough about boxing to know that that is amazing. Perfect record. Two division champion with super middleweight and light heavyweight classes. Wow. Unified and lineal champion, longest reigning super middleweight champion. I didn't know that Great Britain had such a amazing boxing champion. Didn't know that. That is why I am very happy to be looking at this list. Okay. AP McCoy, OBE, champion jockey, retired finishing third in his final race. Jockey, nice. Okay. This is really like stretching the limits of my ability to of sport in general, but I'm hanging on. Sir Anthony Peter McCoy, another person who was knighted for being an athlete, retired horse racing jockey, one of the most dominant horse racing jockeys of all time. That's why I don't. I feel like if you're into this, you know this name. I do not. He rode 4,358 winners during his career. Wow, won when he was first 17 years old, all the way to 39. Never stopped winning. Champion jockey 20 years in a row? Sheesh. If there was a big race to win, he was going to win it. And he did. He was so good, he was BBC Sports Personality of the Year? First jockey to ever win that? Wow. Basically an insane British horse racing master. Very cool. Ronnie O'Sullivan. I don't know why, of all the athletes, this is the one I know. I think it's because I got stuck down a rabbit hole of watching Ronnie O'Sullivan YouTube clips of his maximum clearances, like when he did them, like his fastest max clearance in snooker. And just because he's kind of a funny personality. And because in America we play billiards, so snooker is like billiards on steroids or something. It's very satisfying. Ronnie O'Sullivan just hit his 15th career 147. Genius. I know he is considered a genius of snooker. Kind of a Roger Federer of snooker. Kind of effortless, natural. Professional snooker player, one of the greatest of all time. If not the greatest, right? Seriously, even I know this. Turned pro at 16. Not only the current world champion, but the #1 player in the world. Yet, like, I know he has dominated for a very long time now, and I have heard of him. When it comes to snooker, there's 3 tournaments known as the Triple Crown. He's won each of those 7 times for a total of 21 Triple Crown titles, which is unheard of. Yeah, won the world championship 7 times. Like, he is the Tiger Woods, the Michael Jordan, the Roger Federer of snooker, from what I understand. Very fun to watch. Andy Murray! Sir Andy Murray, excuse me. I'm a tennis fan. I know Andy Murray. I think a lot of Americans know Andy Murray. Not necessarily Ronnie O'Sullivan. I think that's just a me thing, not an American thing. Most Americans don't know what snooker is. But I know, and I know Andy Murray, and I'm a tennis fan. Always a fan of Andy Murray. Really great guy. Yeah, he got a hip replacement, right? With a metal hip. 4 years after he was retiring, played his longest match. Goodness grief, 5 hours. There he is, pumped up. Classic Andy Murray. Very nice guy in his interviews. And during the matches, he just gets pumped up. And he's just yelling. It's good. I like it. Professional tennis player. 35 now. He's won 63 million in winnings. 4th all-time among players. Yeah, he was part of the Big Four. Roger Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, and Murray. He was right up there with the greatest of all time in tennis. Great singles record, 46 titles, which puts him as 15th all time. 2-time Olympic gold medalist. That's something not even some of the greatest tennis players of all time can say. that they have an Olympic gold medal in tennis. Two-time Wimbledon champion, thank goodness. We were all rooting for that. US Open champion and number one. Crazy, amazing record. Certainly one of, if not the greatest and most well known British tennis player. I'm a big fan. Sir Mo Farah. Mo Farah broke the British Marathon. I have heard of Mo Farah because this is kind of modern. Marathon runner. Maybe the best ever, right? They filmed him trying to break records. Legendary long distance runner, 3 consecutive Olympic Games where he won 4 gold medals. Yeah. 2 gold medals in the 5,000 meter and 10,000 meter, then 2 more golds in the same events. 6 gold medals at the World Championships. Ridiculous. He is easily the most successful and dominant long distance runner in history. That's the thing, isn't it? That is like I was saying, the best of all time in snooker now, as well as like Roger Federer, Ronnie O'Sullivan, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, and dare I say, of long distance running, Mo Farah. Had no idea he was British. No idea. That's awesome. And I've actually heard of him, and I do not follow long distance running or anything like that. He's just that transcendent. Lennox Lewis, um, future Olympic gold medalist, heavyweight champion. Is he a boxer or wrestler? Boxer. Leno Lewis, retired boxer, debuted in 1989. 14-year career, 41-1. Record with 32 of those wins coming by knockout. Easily one of the greatest heavyweight boxers. Everyone loves a good heavyweight boxing. One of the most feared heavyweights. I did not know him. Leno Lewis. Has a nice ring to it. I'm sure boxing fans know this name easily. I just don't. 3-time champion. Held the lineal championship twice. And named the unified champion of the world and won a gold medal at the Olympics. Pretty amazing. Several British boxers with incredible resumes. Number 7, Ian Botham. 41 years ago, Ian Botham completed one of the all-time great performances. At what? What is this? Cricket. It took me a sec. This is a sport I probably know the least about. Cricket. That's what he's holding, cricket bat there, right? Okay. The Right Honorable Ian Botham is a retired cricketer, widely considered to be one of the greatest all-around cricketers of all time. I had no idea. I don't know any cricket players, to be honest, so it's good I know, some of the best of all time, at least. Competed nationally for 16 years. He recorded 5,200 runs, 33.54 average. Not sure what some of these stats mean, to be honest. Also bowled 21,000 balls, 383 wickets in 168 innings. This is almost another language to me, but I can appreciate it. I appreciate the sport, and I appreciate someone who's the best at their sport. So here's to Ian Botham, an amazing cricket player. Very cool. Sir Stephen Redgrave. Inspiring generations. He is a rowing, by the look of it. Rowing? Retired rower. Represented Great Britain in 5 Olympic Games with 5 Olympic gold medals. Oh my god. The most successful rower in Olympic history. Doesn't say British history. Says in Olympic history. The greatest rower in history, by the sound of it. That's pretty awesome. Another sport that needs some more respect and, more time on TV or something. In addition to his Olympic success, he won 9 gold medals, 2 silver, 1 bronze at the World Championships. He was also a BBC Sports Personality of the Year. Cool. I like my athletes to be good and have a little personality. Doesn't hurt. Pretty awesome. Rowing. Man, it's good cardio. Sir Stephen Redgrave. Okay. Paula Radcliffe, MBE. Whoa, this is running. Marathon. Oh, female marathon runner? Okay. Retired track and field athlete. While she never won a medal at the Olympics, she did win gold at the 2005 World Championships, and gold at the European, and gold at the Commonwealth Games. If there was a marathon to be won, Radcliffe was going to win it. Won the London Marathon 3 times, New York Marathon 3 times, Chicago Marathon, world record for fastest marathon time by a female for 16 years. Obviously, the greatest British female marathon runner of all time. There's no debating it with this resume. Very cool. Very cool. Number 4, Sir Bobby Charlton. Charlton. Excuse me. Bobby Charlton. What is this? Is this soccer? Sorry, football? Excuse me. Ugh, get that word out of here. Football? Yes, retired footballer. Widely considered one of the greatest to ever play. I've never heard of him. Bobby Charlton. I'm not Americans in general aren't big football watchers, and not me for sure. So I don't know much about any of this. Even American soccer, for that matter, I don't follow. But I am interested to learn about someone who's widely considered one of the greatest to ever play. 600 matches. He played in over 100 matches for England, 49 international goals. He won the 1966 FIFA World Cup. There we go. He won the Ballon d'Or? Ballon d'Or. I'm not sure what that is. Annual Football Award, presented by French news magazine. Cool, cool. He would go on to be named Ballon d'Or runner-up. He also won the UEFA Champions League. Man, be cool to see some clips of him. Widely considered one of the greatest to ever play. Sir Bobby Charlton, probably the greatest British footballer ever then, right? Is that safe to say? It says hashtag legend. Am I out of line here? Bobby Moore, number 3. England football legend, another football legend. Okay, we got another contender. One of the best defenders of all time. Cool, cool. Captained the England squad to the 1996 FIFA World Cup. He was teammates with Bobby Charlton. There you go. Okay. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Probably didn't hurt their chances too much, huh? Being on the same team. Widely considered one of the greatest defenders in history. That's cool. Played in more than 600 matches. BBC Sports Personality of the Year. And in the English Football Hall of Fame. Awesome. Awesome. That is Bobby Moore. Okay. And number 2, Tyson Fury. That sounds like boxing or fighting. First boxer in history to win every major world title. Oh my gosh. I feel like I've heard that name. It's a very unique name, and it's a very good name for fighting or boxing because it's Tyson Fury. I don't know anything about him though. He's active boxer. Debuted in 2009, 33-1 record. Oh, he was once the unified heavyweight champion and has been the WBC heavyweight champion since 2020. Sheesh. Won a gold medal at the English National Championships. So, just a fantastic British heavyweight boxer who's actually still going. Still more to win. Still more of his legacy to be determined. That's pretty awesome. And number 1, Sir Lewis Hamilton. I don't recognize that name. What does he do? Racing? By the look of it? 7-time champion? Sir Lewis Hamilton. He's knighted for his accolades. He is a active professional racing driver who's been competing in Formula One. Some Americans are fans of racing. There are people in America who are fans, but I don't know much about it at all. But it is definitely someone I want to know about if they're the greatest British race car driver of all time. Is that fair to say? Not only is considered one of the greatest F1 drivers of all time, but he's considered one of, if not the greatest British athlete of all time. That is saying a lot. That is quite a statement. Greatest British athlete of all time. He has won 103 races, holds several all-time records, including wins, pole positions, podium finishes, One of the most impressive records is his 7 World Drivers' Championship titles, tied with Michael Schumacher. He will look to add to that. So basically, he is one of the greatest race car drivers of all time. And so darn dominant, he could be one of just the most dominant or greatest British athletes of any sport. That is saying a lot. Especially because I know there's a lot of sports that are popular in Britain, like football and cricket. So to give that title to a race car driver, that means he's pretty darn good, pretty darn dominant for that to be true. So respect. I didn't know of him. Sir Lewis Hamilton. Amazing. Wow. Well, that was it. This was just fantastic. I love how this list had so many different sports. Almost all of them were individual sports and the greatest British athletes in those sports. I love that. I loved how diverse these sports were. A lot that I don't often get to learn about. But there you have it. Some of the greatest British athletes. As I thought, I only knew about 2 or 3 of them that happened to be in sports I'm interested in personally. But if not, I'd venture a guess that most Americans are really not familiar with these athletes unless you're a fan of that particular sport. So this is really the only way I feel like I would have learned about this living in America. So I really enjoyed that. I'm glad I took a look at this. That was awesome. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to British culture and stuff in Britain that I've just never seen or learned before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.